In our deepest oceans, there lives a creature that could affect our very future. For decades, creationists and atheists fought over whether God exists or not, with no avail due to no proof on either side. But people have already discovered the linchpin to this debate, the final straw that all atheists must accept: a fish. A fish that proves to us that God must exist, as such perfection could not have came to be by evolution. A fish that shows the true perfect evolutionary traits. This animal is the hagfish. All joking aside, the hagfish is by far one of my favourite fish in the ocean due to its sheer uniqueness, but I feel it's underappreciated. So in today's video, we'll be looking at what makes the hagfish so adaptive for its environment that it hasn't had to evolve much in 300 million years. As well as the past, we will also be looking at the future and how this fish can significantly affect our day-to-day life. Welcome to Evolutionary Perfection, and today we are taking a look at the hagfish. Commonly known as slime eels, hagfish are in fact a species of, you guessed it, fish, with similar remains being found up to 300 million years ago. This, however, does not make it primitive. It just means it hasn't had to evolve much over a long period of time, which is kind of what this series is about. Anyways, hagfish can grow from sizes between 18 centimeters and 1¼ meters, the typical size being about ½ meter. Its body structure resembles that of an eel, fully cartilaginous and lacking scales on the skin. Said skin is not attached to the body and fits loosely, like a glove, and has no fins because of this feature. Their jaw consists of two horizontally moving structures with teeth-like structures made of keratin to pull food away from the main source, and inside the mouth are rows of small comb-like teeth for pulling food into the mouth. Speaking of mouths, let's move on to one of its less glamorous habits, its feeding behaviour. Living on the muddy seafloor, hagfish normally feed on carrion, which is rotting or dead flesh for those who don't know. When dealing with food larger than itself, such as a whale carcass, hagfish burrow into them and eat them from the inside out. This is an advantage as due to its strange body, it can absorb dissolved food and nutrients straight through its skin, which, as it probably doesn't feed often, being a scavenger, is a great adaptation to take advantage of large feeding opportunities, such as when a large whale or shark carcass drops to the ocean floor. Its further adaptations as a scavenger include its low metabolism, allowing it to survive months on end without eating. On top of this, they have been found to eat almost anything they find, from crabs to seabirds, which once again backs up the evidence that the hagfish is a scavenger and perfectly adapted for it. Saving the best bit for last, I will talk about the feature of the hagfish's most prominent and well-known feature, its slime, and I warn you, what you're about to see contains quantities of slime not suitable for minors. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's start from where the slime comes from. On either side of the abdomen are mucus sacs, which funnily enough is where the mucus is stored. When attacked, it secretes this slime in vast quantities, up to 5 gallons in 5 minutes. Just 90 milligrams of pre-slime can expand up to a litre of slime in salt solutions, such as the ocean water it lives in. This mucus doesn't harden over time due to it consisting of a mucin, a sugar and protein substance that has thread-like fibres, making it basically a better spider's web in terms of texture and strength. This sticky slime can cover a predator's gills and mouth, choking it and forcing it to flee. However, this slime is a double-edged sword, as the hagfish can also get caught in its own secretion. To counter this effect, the hagfish literally ties itself into a knot and moves down its whole body, scraping off all the slime. Hagfish slime is a non-Newtonian fluid, meaning that as water flow increases, the slime becomes thicker and thicker, so the more predator struggles, the harder it is to escape from this sticky trap. However, it can be broken by sheer thinning forces, such as the motion the hagfish makes to clear the slime off. Once again, this gives the hagfish an advantage over its predators, allowing it to quickly escape and swim off whilst the predator either flees to, or struggles to unclog its gills and mouth. Apart from being eaten by Koreans, hagfish are hardly ever caught on purpose, and in comparison to other deep-sea creatures aren't as vulnerable to extinction. As discussed earlier, its slime has some amazing properties and scientists are studying methods of using it for many appliances in the future. Its expanding capabilities can be used in hospitals to stop bleeding, as when in contact with salty blood it would expand exponentially, blocking holes of almost any size. Its non-Newtonian state is perfect to be used in protective armour, as when spun into threads, which has already been done by scientists, can prove flexibility until hit by a fast projectile like a bullet, where it would become extremely hard, providing excellent protection. It could also be used for more day-to-day purposes, such as being part of a polymer used for drink packs, to help reduce the amount of plastic that's being thrown in the ocean every day. Once harnessed, the capabilities of this wonder slime are almost infinite. In conclusion, the hagfish does not disappoint in the slightest when it comes to being adapted to its environment. Its slime is a perfect defensive tool and body shape perfect to utilise it. We have looked into the properties of said slime and found out why it's such a useful substance both for the hagfish and us humans. The future of our society could be affected exponentially by the evolutionary perfection of the hagfish, and you can either find that comforting or terrifying. Thanks for watching.